Hey guys, welcome. I am Coach Nye. Today's class is about self acceptance. Self acceptance, embracing the woman you are becoming. Teaching, this is what we're going to talk about today, and I'm teaching you how to look within, do the inner work. So you don't have to be perfect to be powerful. Self acceptance is loving yourself while still growing. While you're going through the healing process, right? You're accepting all your flaws as you're still growing into the person that or the woman that God created you to be. So that's what that is. Self acceptance is loving yourself while still growing. Leadership begins when you stop criticizing yourself and start appreciating your journey. Now, your imperfections do not disqualify you from purpose. No. Your imperfections, give me one second. Your imperfections does not disqualify you from purpose. What you've been through is not your DNA. That is not who you are. Mm-mm. What you've been through, the experiences that you had in life is not who you are. That does not, um, whatever heartbreak you went through, embarrassing moments, or whatever it is that you did, mistakes that you did, that does not, your imperfection does not disqualify you from your purpose because it's not who you are. Purpose is your job. Purpose is of God. How can you help the next person? It is your job. It is not your identity, what you went through, okay? So don't ever get confused of God can't use me because of who I used to be and what I used to do. Those are your imperfections, but it does not disqualify. Actually, it makes you overly qualified for the position which is your purpose because your testimony is what's needed in your leadership position. So let's look at it like that, okay? Healing starts with acceptance. You cannot heal what you refuse to acknowledge. If you refuse to acknowledge or accept it, then you can't heal from it. As I tell people, healing is like this. It's by pieces. It's not all at once. Healing is by pieces. Small steps. Things you don't know what need to be healed until you're triggered. That type of thing. So, uh, that accepting your past allows you to learn from the mistakes of being controlled by it. So when you accept your past, meaning I went through that did happen, but that's not who I am. That's not my DNA. You could still be used, or God, I'm not good enough for this purpose. I'm not good enough for this purpose. So that means gotta find someone else. You're looking at your imperfections. Your imperfections is, and a lot of people think because I went through that, God can't use me. But that's what makes you. They think it doesn't make them qualified, and I was saying it makes you overly qualified. You know what I mean? Because of your testimony. Your testimony is needed. You went through it. You came out stronger. Testimony to help the next person. So just remember that when you're thinking. So accepting your past allows you to learn from it instead of being controlled by it. You understand what you went through. You understand that it was a mistake. It is not your identity. I went through it. I went through it. It did happen to me, but that does not mean that's who I am or I have to wear it. It's going to make me become better. I'm not going to allow it to control my life. Growth happens when you give yourself grace while doing the work. You have to give yourself grace as you go through the healing journey, and this is one of the things that stop a lot of people as they start to see things about themselves, and then they get embarrassed or they feel shamed about it, and they just like, oh, I feel so shame, I feel so embarrassed, and they'll stop the healing process. They'll stop working on themselves. They will not give themselves grace, and they disqualify themselves, self-sabotage. But I'm here to tell you, if you're going through something and you're trying to heal from it, when you feel that shame and embarrassment, that is because you're growing, because now you know better. So don't look at it as I'm disqualified. Look at it as, oh, I'm growing. I know not to do that again. Thank you guys for coming in. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Thank you for the like. So instead of running away with shame and embarrassment, stick with it, because if you wasn't trying to work on yourself, you wouldn't be embarrassed about it. You wouldn't be shameful about it, because it's who how you live. But now that you know better, so do not run from the healing because you don't know how to give yourself grace. Give yourself grace. We all been through things. We've all been through things. I thought that being who I am today and teaching that who I used to be, um, I was a crash out. I always was fighting and yelling and screaming. I didn't know how to articulate. Who's going to listen to me? I'm talking about, hey, Let me help you fix your life. Let me help you, life coach. Let me help coach you, teach you how to heal. But I had to remember the people that knew me then, that person no longer exists, right? I am who I am. This healed version of me, wholesome state, is new to me too. And it's going to be new to the people that knew you before. Either they're going to accept it to get to know the new you, or they'll hold you to that. And if they hold you to that, that's nothing to do with you. You just walk away because they don't know you. They know the old you, and that no longer exists. That version of you no longer exists. So self acceptance silence comparison. Okay, comparison steals confidence and distracts you from your unique purpose. Whenever you stop doing what you're doing and compare what you got going on, it takes away from your unique purpose. Your purpose is unique. Everybody's purpose is unique. What God created for you is uniquely made just for you. I can't do it like you. I can't come in and do your job better than you. People think that, oh, I can do it better than you. No, 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 you don't understand. My purpose is for my purpose. When God put me on the assembly line and he was creating me, I already had my purpose. I already had my destiny. Everything was already set up. And he created me to be able to go against everything that I've been through in my life. So it's no way that I can compare myself to someone else. It will steal my confidence, and then it'll distract me from my own purpose that's uniquely made for me. Okay? So every woman has a different path, gift, and assignment. Yours is totally different from the next woman or man. It's totally different. So don't compare where you are. You may be a YouTuber or a streamer, and you do it every day. You come on every day and you do it, and nothing happens. I come on and I teach every day on YouTube. I may get one person inside the live. I may get two people inside the live. I may even get a subscriber. But that does not mean that I can't keep going. I can't compare myself to how you did it. You did it and you flourished, right? That's your path. My path may take a little bit longer. If I'm the coach that's going to save the world by teaching you how to heal, maybe I'm waiting on the people that need to heal. And everyone that needs to heal, they'll run into me. But healing, maybe today you wake up and say you want to heal and you run into me. So don't get distracted on anything and compare yourself to anyone, okay? When you accept yourself, you stop trying to become someone else. I do it my way. I don't do it anybody else's way anymore. I don't look at someone else and say, let me try it. I don't. I do it my way alone, and God gives me my path. So when you accept yourself, you stop trying to become someone else. Okay? Now let's look at number 4. Acceptance create authentic leadership. People connect with real leaders, not perfect leaders. Authentic women inspire others to embrace their own journey. Leadership becomes more impactful when it comes from a place of honesty and awareness. Authentic women inspire others to embrace their own journey, and people connect with real leaders, not perfect leaders. I am a leader that develop other leaders. I encourage every woman to go inward. Don't do it like the next person. Do your healing what's meant for you. Self acceptance frees you to serve others. The less time you spend fighting yourself, the more energy you have to help others. Secure women help uplift others rather than compete. And acceptance create confidence, peace, and emotional freedom. So let's look at the RPI reflection. Let's look at it. Acknowledge, what part of myself have I struggled to fully accept? These are things that you ask yourself. Your self-healing, okay? Release unrealistic expectations, self-judgment, and comparison. Practice. By practice, I want you to show yourself grace today by speaking to yourself with kindness and compassion. I for inner explore. How would my life change if I accepted myself exactly where I am while continuing to grow? And empower. Choose one thing you appreciate about yourself and celebrate it today. Now we're going to do a declaration. I ask that you repeat after me. I accept myself fully and give myself permission to grow. I release comparison, perfectionism, and self-judgment. I embrace my journey, honor my progress, and walk confidently in the woman I am becoming. I am worthy, capable, and enough. Now I'll give you your journaling prompt. Today, I want you to journal what would change in my life if I stopped focusing on my flaws and started appreciating my growth. What would change in my life if I stopped focusing on my flaws and started appreciating my growth? Now, your meditation prompt, if you would like to meditate and want something, I want you to, you can stand in the mirror and just see yourself. I don't want you to see your flaws. I don't want to see you to see your disappointments. I want you to see your strength. I want you to see the wisdom. I want you to see growth, right? I want you to see beyond that mirror, that reflection of you, beyond that, and see the woman or the man that you are striving to become. See that person. Because when you see it, then you'll become it. Everything starts from here. You live it twice, visualizing it and then in reality. So breathe deeply and repeat: I accept myself. I honor my journey. I am becoming the woman I was created to be. Okay? Now, I have a challenge for you if you would like to try this. No matter where you meet me at, I give you a lot of homework because I want you to be so focused on yourself that you don't have time for anything else. I want you to go so far within. So that's why I give you so much homework. So you have the mirror challenge, right? You can stand in front of the mirror each day, or you don't have to stand in front of the mirror. And I want you to speak 3 positive things about yourself out loud. Write down 5 qualities you appreciate about yourself. Stop yourself whenever you begin comparing yourself to others and replace the thought with gratitude. And perform one act of self care as a way of honoring yourself. And I'll leave you with your scripture. I'm going to give you two. Romans 15:7. Accept one another, then just as Christ accepted you, in order to bring praise to God. The second one is Psalms 34:5. Those who look to him are radiant. Their faces are never covered with shame. Okay? So if you missed class today, it will be in my lives. You can look back. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead, subscribe, ladies. And if I have men on, you guys can recommend it to your sisters, your wives, mothers. I created a network, Lead Her Movement Network, and this network is to help women self-heal, become sisters again, teaching them how to go within and teaching about sisterhood, bringing us together. So that is leadhermovement.mn.co, leadhermovement.mn.co. If you subscribe, you'll be able to go to the welcome video and a tutorial, and it explains what it's all about. So you guys can check it out there. So if you haven't subscribed, go ahead, subscribe. All my things, my link tree is in my bio. Um, so here on YouTube, I teach leadership courses, and then every weekday morning on TikTok, I do a Lead Her morning show. So if you want to follow me there, it is Chat with Coach Nye. And then my podcast, I teach every day. You get the daily reflection with Coach Nye. That I start your day off by giving you something to reflect on, helping you set your intentions for that day, and then you get a every week I do a class on my podcast. So my podcast is Chat with Coach Nye. So go download there, follow me on TikTok, Chat with Coach Nye, subscribe here, and check out my new network, Lead Her Movement Network, leadhermovement.mn.co. Listen, I enjoy coming on teaching, so if you missed any of it, it will be posted under my live folder. So you guys have an amazing holiday. Be safe, and if no one told you today, I'm telling you now, I love you, and I am so proud of you. I want to see you win. I'm the coach that's going to save the world by teaching you how to heal. I'm Coach Nye. So you guys have an amazing rest of your weekend. Coach Nye out. Thank you so much for all the live.